Soccer Zero might come very soon, guys. It's not a dream anymore. So, today we're diving into Soccer Zero and some new insights we got from chrollo's latest Q&A video on his official channel. If you're excited about Soccer Zero, and let's face it, who isn't? You'll definitely want to check out that video because he went into a lot of detail about what we can expect from the game. In today's video, though, I'm going to break down everything he said about the game, the mechanics, the gameplay, and even the release date of Soccer Zero. Plus, I'll be offering my thoughts on it all. So, let's talk about what's coming up, especially for those of us who are looking forward to it. But before we get into all the juicy details, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Your support really helps me keep creating daily content for you guys, and don't forget to subscribe to chrollo's channel too. Why? Because once he hits 800,000 subscribers, he promised to drop even more leaks and sneak peeks about Soccer Zero. And we all want that, right? So let's help him get there. Alright, now let's get into the good stuff. Let's start with some of the gameplay mechanics, movement system, and just how the game is going to feel. I know a lot of people have been wondering if Soccer Zero will be similar to bluelock Rivals, or if it's going to feel more like Basketball Zero. Chrollo gave us a bit of an ambiguous answer on this, which is understandable since the game is still in development, and he didn't want to promise something that might change later on. But here's the thing. Chrollo did say the gameplay is going to feel familiar, but upgraded. And to me, this sounds like he's talking about the bluelock Rivals dribbling mechanics. He didn't specifically say it would be like Basketball Zero, and I think he intentionally kept it vague because that game isn't his to own anymore, and out of respect, he didn't want to compare it directly to Basketball Zero. But in my opinion, we can expect something like bluelock Rivals dribbling, just refined and made more responsive. What I'm really interested in, though, is the movement system. Chrollo made it clear that this game won't be as fast-paced as Azure Latch or Goalbound, and I'm really happy to hear that. Instead, the game will be more methodical, kind of like FIFA. The idea is that if you want to play slow, you can focus on passing, positioning, and playing a more tactical game. But if you're in the mood for quick goals, you can speed up your gameplay and pass your way to scoring. It's all about finding the pace that suits you, and I think that'll make the game feel a lot more strategic. Another big thing I'm hoping for in Soccer Zero is the passing system. If you've played other soccer games, you know how important passing can be. Chrollo didn't give us many specifics about this, but I'm hoping that passing will be a huge part of Soccer Zero's gameplay. I'm also really hoping that they implement real positions, like having an actual striker, wingers, midfielders, and defenders in each match. Instead of just 11 players running around, there could be real roles and strategies that players need to follow, which will make the game feel more like actual soccer. Imagine how fun it would be to play a team-oriented game where you have to rely on passing and positioning to win, rather than just rushing around the field. Now, let's talk about when Soccer Zero will actually be released. This is the question everyone's been asking, and in the Q&A video, someone asked Chrollo if the game will come out in August, and he flat out said no. So that clears up a lot of speculation. I've already said in my previous video that I don't think the game will be out in the next 2 to 3 months either. My best guess? We're looking at a release date somewhere near December. Chrollo did say that he's still not sure about the official release date, but he's planning to drop an official trailer soon. He mentioned that it could happen once he hits 800,000 subscribers, so that's something to look forward to. Based on all of this, I'm thinking we'll probably get the release trailer around December, but let's wait and see. I'll keep you updated on anything new that comes out. One of the coolest things Chrollo talked about was limited styles. If you're familiar with Basketball Zero, you know how every week or so, they release limited time styles, and it looks like we'll be seeing the same thing in Soccer Zero. But here's the twist. Chrollo said that we'll also be seeing real-life players like Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar as part of these limited styles. How awesome is that? But to start things off, it looks like the first style released will be Shadou. After that, I'm guessing we'll see others like Sei and Rin, but Shadou will be the first character to make an appearance. Personally, I thought Isagi would be the first, but I can't complain. Shadou is going to be a great choice to start with. Now let's talk about what Chrollo expects in terms of player numbers. He mentioned that he's hoping for 1 million concurrent players when the game launches, and honestly, I think that's achievable. The hype around Soccer Zero is huge, and I think a lot of people are going to want to get in on it when it finally drops. However, even if the game only has around 100,000 concurrent players, Chrollo says he'll be happy with that too. I'm on the same page. 100,000 players is still a massive accomplishment, and it's way more than most games get at launch. Another interesting thing Chrollo mentioned is that there will be dynamic weather in the game, like rain, nighttime, and even snow, but it won't change the way the game is played. It'll just affect how the game looks, so you'll still be able to play without worrying about weather affecting your shots or dribbling, which is a relief. Chrollo recently mentioned that once Soccer Zero is out, he plans to work on a horror-based game next. I'm honestly really excited about this. I've always loved horror games, and the fact that Chrollo is diving into that genre has me even more hyped to see what he comes up with. He has a unique way of designing games, and I'm confident that his take on a horror game will be different from anything we've seen before. There's so much potential, and I'm really curious to see how he will bring that to his new project. Once it's out, I'll be one of the first to try it out. I think it's going to be something really special, and as always, very unique. Oh, and one more thing. In the video, Chrollo also mentioned that they'll be implementing the best hitboxes in the game, and honestly, I believe him. I mean, who doesn't want smoother hitboxes in a soccer game, right? It's honestly kind of funny to think back to when the hitbox issues used to be the biggest problem in games. It's one of those things I never thought I'd be saying, but here we are, excited for better hitboxes. Hopefully, they do deliver and really enhance the gameplay experience. Now, about Kaiser, the fact that he was in the official Soccer Zero trailer gives me the feeling that he'll be one of the first characters we get. I'm almost certain we'll see him before others. After all, he played a role in the trailer, so I think it makes sense that he would be included early on. However, I can already imagine the meme if Kaiser doesn't make it to the game quickly. If it happens like it did with bluelock Rivals, we'll probably hear memes about how Chrollo is doing everything but releasing Kaiser. It's a real possibility, and I'm sure some people will have a good laugh about it if it happens. Also, I know some of you might be thinking that once Soccer Zero is out, all the bluelock-inspired games, especially bluelock Rivals, will see a drop in online players. I don't think that'll happen. In fact, I believe bluelock Rivals will keep thriving. More competition means more opportunities for improvement and higher quality content. I'm hopeful that the devs behind bluelock Rivals recognize this and continue pushing to make their game even better. It'll be interesting to see the battle between Chrollo's past project and his new one, but I don't think bluelock Rivals will take a huge dive in numbers, at least not permanently. If you look at fighting anime games, for example, they've been steady for months or even years, and I think bluelock Rivals will do the same. I'll still be playing both games, and you'll see Soccer Zero content in my videos alongside bluelock Rivals. I might even mix it up with other games, but Soccer Zero will definitely be a part of my content, and I'm sure I'll be jumping between both games depending on what's happening in each. Now, let's talk about what we know so far about Soccer Zero. How do you feel about it? Are you excited for the release, or do you still have some doubts? Personally, I think this game has the potential to be huge. The gameplay mechanics, the styles, and all the features Chrollo has hinted at so far seem like they could make for a really fun and engaging experience. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about everything we've seen so far? How do you feel about the way the gameplay is shaping up? So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and leave a comment about your thoughts on Soccer Zero. I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions on everything we've discussed today. I'll catch you in the next video.